Well, Keith, 3 contracts signed with youngsters who have come through the academy. How important is that for the football club?
I think it's important on 2 fronts. A, for the players, it gives them confidence when there's quite a few players at the moment on free transfers trying to get clubs. Steve Cottrell's gone out and give these 3 lads 2 years with a year options on these contracts, and it displays that from our point of view it's a sense of us saying now go on. They've done very, very well coming through the system here, and now they have to really push on these boys, but it should give them the confidence to do that with the security of a 2-year contract.
Is it key times in their careers, do you think, even this early on?
It's different times in anyone's contract when you think, and you look back rather, and you feel, oh, that was the time I really need to do this and that, and I think that applies to these 3. They've done exceptionally well. Everyone's pleased with them here, and on top of everything else, they've been through a few struggles, but now with the future, with the club, with the expansion everywhere, the training facilities being upgraded, it gives them a time in their careers to be in an exciting place, and one where we hope they can push forward. Yeah.
The highlight for Joe Bryan last season, clearly the Bristol Rovers goal, but he was always in and about the squad, wasn't he?
He was very unlucky at times. The form of Greg Cunningham, where both of them were playing roughly for the same positions. Joe done exceptionally well when he's come in. He's never let a team down. He's a wholehearted player, but again, when he signed his contract, he said to me that he feels this is a big year for him now, and so he's got the bit between his teeth, which is good.
And Bobby Reid, I know at the end of last season he had a little bit of burnout, the manager felt, but I suppose that shows how many games he had actually played as a young player.
It did, and it's difficult in Bobby's position because he was expected in a side that initially struggled in the first part of the season. Bobby was playing the key area. What he'd done exceptionally well was his energy he brought to the side and the freshness. Even when times were bad, he always had that smile and freshness. Whenever we brought him on, whenever he started games, Bobby gave us everything. It's not unusual that a player playing that amount of games, all of a sudden there's a surge then that just disappears, their legs go heavy, and Steve felt at the time that it was a good time to pull him out.
In terms of Wes, I know Steve said when he first arrived here he sort of wondered why he wasn't involved, and he had that spark, didn't he, coming off the bench especially.
Yeah, I've gone to the last few Welsh games he's played, and people saying, who's this guy? And he's one of these boys now where he's been at Bristol a little while, and he's not just a youth player coming up. He's now looked on as established first team squad player, and now he has to be a first team starting player instead of coming on making impact. And certainly Steve's demonstrated over the years at Burnley and certainly at Nottingham Forest when he worked with me there, that he will give youngsters a go as and when they deserve their chance.
Given the importance the club places on youth, could this be an inspiration also for the under-21s, the under-18s, seeing the likes of Joe Bryan, the Wes, the Bobby Reids coming through and getting longer term deals here?
It's a fantastic place to be at the moment for young players. We've got the 21s now have got 28 fixtures next season, so it gives them plenty of chances. We're going to play our 21s, our 18s up as our 21s. So again, their progression will be quicker. We see Joe Muriel get a first team chance last season. There's behind Bobby Reid, Joe Bryant and Wes, there's other good exciting youngsters coming through.
In terms of recruitment away from the club, how is that developing this summer for you?
Yes, it's been a busy time. What we had to do, obviously we were very dependent on loan players at the back end of last season. We had to reevaluate our squad. Obviously there's players left the club now, who we would like to put on record as doing very good service to this football club, one we appreciate. But it's a new era. I feel it's a new era here now. We have to stop looking behind, go forward, and the people we're recruiting in at the moment at first team level, along with the three youngsters just signed, again we hope will bring a freshness to Bristol City. We will announce the signings we've made and are making a little bit further on into the summer.
Yeah. Do you feel it could be a busy summer?
Well, we're trying to. Stephen and myself are trying to look at having a slightly smaller squad, but a little bit more quality in that. So we probably don't need the numbers, predominantly because we have got fresh youngsters coming up behind it. So again, we probably won't have the numbers that we've had in previous years, but we hope to have the same level of quality.
There hasn't been a lot of movement already across the whole of League One. Do you feel after the World Cup, as the players start returning for pre-season, it might start booming a little bit?
It usually picks up back end. I wouldn't think the World Cup has a lot of influence on dealings at our level, but I do feel that we're certainly. I can't speak for other clubs, but all I can say is to the fans out at Bristol City at the moment is that we are just trying to take our time and pick the right players to come in to fit into our. Steve Cottrell wants him to fit into his plans here.
And how is pre-season plans building up? You've obviously got the 2 weeks in Botswana, a couple of friendly dates already. Is it going as planned?
Yeah, I think pretty much so. Again, we're looking immensely forward to going to Botswana and taking the club over to Africa. It'll be a first for them, certainly a first for us. Again, it will be a place where Steve can work with the first team in South Africa and get to know some of the new players that we will be fetching in a little better, being away from Bristol. And then we come back and it all starts up again. But it's always exciting times this time of season, especially today with the fixtures coming out.
You've still got the 2nd of August as well. What's the plan with that final Saturday before the new season?
Well, we had a meeting last week, and initially we like to play a home game the week before we start. We took a decision with all the alterations at Ashton Gate at the moment that we'd probably be better advised to be playing away, and I'm in the process of announcing a fixture in the next coming few days.
And in terms of the Desso pitch getting installed at Ashton Gate, all the renovations taking place here, it's setting the club up for the future, isn't it?
It's got to be all about the future. Since I've come, I've just focused on where we can go. I can't influence what's happened in the past, but I try and influence what's happened, or I try and influence what's going to happen in the future. Again, I reiterate, it's exciting times here. Everyone's looking forward to the coming season, and it's onwards and upwards. We finished the season extremely strongly, and let's hope we can take that form into the opening period of the season.